Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim. In our last class, we discussed um, things that break the fast. And we talked about things that broke the fast with a kafara required. And we also, as you can see here, we finished up a list of basic things that would break the fast without requiring a kafara. So now what we're going to do is we're going to see about the things that don't break the fast because that's important too. Sometimes there are confusing things, things that some people understand to break the fast, but they actually don't. So we want to see what those things are. So here's a few of them. Eating, drinking, intercourse, if done forgetfully. That's different from accidental. Accidental is if, something accidentally comes into your mouth or it goes into your throat. Like, you're looking up during the rain and the rain goes up your nose or the rain enters into your throat from your mouth or something like that. You knew you were fasting. You remembered. But here it's very different. It's a you're eating and drinking and doing these things and you just forgot that you were fasting. So if that happens, it will not break your fast. Another thing is discharge from looking or thinking. That is like something is happening, you're discharging, your sexual fluids, but it's not from any action that you did. It's just from looking, it's just from thinking. Obviously, these things are not good for your fast, but if that happens, it won't break. Another thing is a wet dream. This is like a nocturnal emission that people have when they go to sleep. Sometimes they'll wake up and they'll find discharge. That's not going to break the fast either. Another thing is eyeliner. This is actually something that's been a little bit, well, eyeliner is something that, we know it doesn't break the fast because the Messenger sallallahu alaihi wasallam used to apply kuhl, which is a type of antimony. He used to apply that in his eyes, even when he was fasting. And because of that, we say the traditional position of the ulama, the fuqaha, the jurists, has been that something that enters into your body through your eyes, it won't break your fast. And there's actually been a lengthy discussion on that. But suffice it to say that the original position, which is what many of the fuqaha stick to, is that eye drops, something like that, putting those into your eyes actually does not break your fast. Another thing is blood cupping. We call that in Arabic hijama. That's when you make small incisions into your back or wherever, and you place like a cup, and the suction kind of pulls out a little bit of the blood. That's supposed to be like it's an old world medical procedure, and many people do it today. So some kind of bloodletting, blood coming out, that doesn't break the fast. And that's important if people are like donating blood or things like that. The permissibility of donating blood, that's a little iffy, but doing so is, blood coming out for any reason, it's not going to break your fast. Another thing is backbiting. A lot of people think backbiting breaks the fast, backbiting being when you are talking ill about someone behind their back. That is just a major, major sin. It's something very wrong to do, but doing so will not actually break the fast, though. I mean, you will have to, make istighfar. You will have to seek forgiveness from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala because you committed a sin, but it doesn't break the fast. And intending to break the fast without actually breaking it. Because, the fast started with an intention. So some people think, well, it breaks with an intention. No, that's not true. It breaks with an action. It breaks when you actually eat something or drink something or you do some kind of intercourse. So, just an intention to break the fast does not actually break it. Some more. Unintentionally inhaling anything dispersed in the air, like smoke. We know smoke what smoke is. Smoke is like physical particles, solid particles that are dispersed in the air. That is smoke, right? Dirt, flour, even a fly, these kinds of things, you unintentionally inhaled it. That, it doesn't break the fast. So, one can talk about, well, what if you deliberately inhaled it? That's something else. But unintentionally inhaling something like that, it will not break the fast. Unintentionally vomiting, where the vomit just kind of came out by itself, um, due to sickness or whatever, that won't break your fast. Mm. If you intentionally vomit, but it's less than a mouthful of regurgitation, then that won't break your fast either. So if it's less than that and you did it on purpose, that won't break. And also swallowing food between the teeth, that was in the teeth from before the fast started, basically from before dawn. If that's in there, but the food that you swallow is less than the size of a chickpea, then it won't break your fast. Just like if it's less than the size of a chickpea, it won't break your prayer. Some more. Chewing something that's less than the size of a sesame seed without swallowing. So it's not something that was stuck in your mouth before, but you put it in your mouth after the fact, and you're chewing on it, but you don't swallow it. And by swallowing, it means you don't feel the taste of it come into your throat. If it's less than a sesame seed, very, very small, it's not going to break your fast. Eye drops, like we said before, injections. Any kind of injection is not going to break the fast because injections deal with the circulatory system. And fasts are broken when something enters the digestive tract. So it's two different systems of the body, right? So something going into the blood, it's not going to affect whether or not your fast it breaks. It's not going to affect that. And of course, brushing your teeth means using a miswak. Miswak is like an old world toothbrush. The Messenger sallallahu alaihi wasallam, the Sahaba, everybody used to use these sticks. They took the twigs of a particular tree. Um, I don't remember what the tree is named, but it's very popular. And it has a little bit of a spiciness to it. But what they used to do is they used to chew on the end of the twig, and then the wood inside was very soft, and it actually became like a brush. Um, and so then they would use those bristles that they made by chewing on the twig as a brush for their teeth, and they used to do that, and that is called miswak. So using a miswak, that's not going to break your fast at all. In fact, it would still be recommended. People use it during wudu, and they use it before they go and pray. They use it after they eat. It's definitely one of those sunnah things that it's advisable to have. So brushing your teeth like this, it's not going to break your fast. Now, what about uh, brushing your teeth with toothpaste? Well, toothpaste is something that's got a strong flavor, and you don't want that to reach the back of your throat. And typically, the toothpaste that you have, which is flavored, the amount of toothpaste you're using is definitely going to be more than a sesame seed. So using that is not advisable because sometimes it's difficult to tell, did a little bit of toothpaste get swallowed or not. So it's not good and you should avoid and just assume that, yeah, it's going to break the fast if I do that. Okay, here are some Makrūh actions. So for those of us who have uh, been with us before for the prayer course, you know that Makrūh is something that's disliked. And you don't want to perform or fall into any actions that are makruh in your fasting, just like you don't want to in your prayer. If you do in prayer, like you might know already, if you purposely do an action that is makruh, you would have to repeat your prayer. Here, you don't have to repeat the fast, but you have seriously damaged your fast. And the whole point of the fast is to do it for Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And if it's going to be something that's damaged or deficient, then obviously you're defeating the whole purpose of doing it. So you want to avoid these actions when you're fasting. There we go. Well, you see, kissing, touching if discharge or intercourse are feared, tasting something without the need to taste. So when would you need to taste something? Well, They say that somebody who is in service of someone else or someone who is serving another person, if that person is very particular and you need to taste the food a little bit to make sure that the food you're cooking is going to be okay, that's the jurists have allowed that. But of course, I mean, if there's no need to taste, then that is disliked. Blood cupping if weakness is feared. So letting out blood from the body doesn't break the fast, but it's makrūh only if by doing so, and you know your own body, if you think or you know based on what you know about your body that you're going to become weak. Just like, after people take out blood from a blood test, sometimes it affects them. If you feel that it will affect you, then it is makrūh to do that. Also, chewing something without need. Why? What's the point of chewing? You're not supposed to be eating, so what's the point of chewing? Chewing things, people chew tobacco, people chew betel leaves, betel nuts. There are all sorts of things that people chew, mouth fresheners and the like. Things with, I mean, the flavor stuff is bad, obviously, but no flavor stuff. Even though there's no flavor, there's no need to chew anything. So that's obviously makrūh. So these are the things, as you can see, that are disliked. And this is a great place to stop. So we'll stop here for now, and we will reconvene and continue the next time we meet. Insha'Allahu tabaraka wa ta'ala.